Wow, it has been a day today, and I don't even know if I could fully catch y'all up on everything going on. But long story short, I guess I got a new van, a passenger van, which if you guys follow me on Instagram, you already know this, and y'all know that I have wanted one for a really long time. Hey bud.
I did not notice.
You did not notice? I finally got one, and a few weeks before that, Mark got a new car too. He has had his same Camry since when we were engaged, which was like 12 or 13 years ago, and it was just time for a new one. But unfortunately today, when he was on his way home from work, actually he kind of went to the Cheesecake Factory to meet up. He had like a work lunch, and on the way home on the interstate, somebody slammed into him, and his car is not totaled. In fact, it looks pretty good, all things considered, but the two people that ran into him, their cars are probably totaled. But anyways, so that has kind of been our day today. But it's the weekend now, and we're gonna make the most of it. We had Ava's birthday, and I know that I normally vlog all of my kids' birthdays, but it was kind of either choosing a normal birthday party and me vlogging, or doing like a really fun, super busy birthday party and me not be able to film, because we had so much going on. Like, it was almost impossible to even do what we had to do, much less film it on top of that. So for her 10th birthday, we went to Six Flags. The rides were intense. They have some new rides there, but I don't think we could have picked anything more fun to do for her special day. So I have a lot of the footage, but I just did not vlog it. So anyways, and that's what she chose too. Like, she would have much rather had a Six Flags fun day with her friends than just like vlogging a normal at-home birthday party. But it's a couple days after her birthday now, and she is at a friend's birthday party, and they're spending the night. She and Kate both are. So I actually have some of Ava's birthday presents that came in a little bit late. So I'm gonna wrap these because they come home tomorrow morning. But so these are just a few smaller things, and I think that she's going to like them. I'll show y'all what they are in just a second. And then I also wanna show y'all my van. I did show it on Instagram too, but I know not everybody here has Instagram, or not everybody here follows me. So I'll probably do that in the morning. It'll be on this video, but I'll probably do it tomorrow because it's about to be dark outside. And I also want to make some stuff on my Cricut. I want to make a sweatshirt, and there was something else. I think 2 sweatshirts, and then I might attempt to make a mat, like a front porch mat or back porch mat. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'm definitely going to do the 2 sweatshirts. But anyways, I'll show y'all what I got her so I can get them wrapped.
I don't want nobody stabbing me with love. Don't want to waste no time getting my feelings hurt. I believe in those things we don't know much of. There's just so much to see that ain't about love. I'm ready to face my fears. I'm ready to taste the weird. I just wanna walk the hills above. My ordinary life, I could let it burn. 'Cause I just wanna go, go, go to the deep end. I just wanna go, go, go to the deepest end. No planning, no stress, and no work, no trying to fix what we are. Just go, go, go to the deepest end. I never got to let loose, hanging out with you. You tossed and you turned our love into a stiff statue. My brain was having enough, like my thoughts just died. Now all of
Okay, it is the next day. I figured I would come outside and crunch on some leaves and show you guys my new van. New to me van. It's not new, but it is a, I don't know, 2017 I think, Nissan NV 3500. Kind of just looks like a truck from the front, which I love. I feel like these vans have come a long way from how they used to look, but this is the side. But I will show you guys the inside. It is not leather seats or anything, which I kind of did want, but that was something I could look past. And this is the inside. I still need to clean it really good. It didn't really come super clean, which I had said on Instagram I was a little bit disappointed with, but it does have a backup camera, which is just absolutely needed, and tons of cup holders, which is really great. And then this space in here is pretty big too. I think I have some stuff down in there. Oh, part of my balloon arch. I don't know why that's in there. But anyways, some more cup holders down there. And oh, this is kind of cool too. There's like a drawer underneath the driver's seat. I thought that was interesting, but like good on road trips, I guess, if you have a lot of stuff you need to take with you. One thing that is so super weird about these is there is no mirror, which isn't that big of a deal because you do have one right there, but you can't really tell. I'm pretty far away from that mirror to get up and look in it. But anyways, this is the front of it, and then it is a 12 passenger, so there's 3 seats right here, 3 right there, and then 4 in the back. I'll show y'all the back. It has a sliding door right here, and this is something we're having to get used to because it is not automatic, and coming from a van before and being used to automatic, this is definitely a learning curve, but Kate has already gotten used to it and she's pretty good with it, especially for car line in the morning when we're dropping off for school. But yeah, this is when you first get in, there's a little step in, and then there's 3 seats right here and 3 right here. Bo has been sitting in this booster seat, which I think is Kate's. And then there's 4 back here. And then underneath each seat, like there's a lot of these that you can pull out, and there's cup holders, which is really nice. And then there's little cup holders over there, and then again under the seats you can pull them out. It's nice to have any kind of storage that you possibly can. And there's also a lot of plugins. I don't even know what I'm pointing at. I'm just putting my finger wherever, but there's plugins like for road trips if you need to plug in their Kindles or whatever needs to be done. So that's that. Like I said, it's not super fancy or anything, but it just holds a lot of people, which is what I need. I'll show you all the back too. Okay, I'm covering up the back because it has the license plate number, but this is the back of it. I do love that the windows are super tinted. That is so helpful to me. And the storage space in the back of it is just pretty comparable to my last van. Not a ton of space, but we can also take out seats. So this is the back. It's hard to really get a true gauge on like how much space is back here, but you could definitely fit several suitcases. And then each of the seats come out, so like 2 by 2 I think, so you could take these 2 out if we were only needing 10 seats and we were going on a trip. And then they have these little things that you can set down where you take the seats out, if that makes any sense, to just make the floor flat. But yeah, that's the view into it too. It's kind of crazy, but it drives so well. Like, it does feel like a bus. A couple times the kids have called it a bus, but it drives just like my last van did. So anyways, this is her. One of y'all sent me a picture on Instagram saying like I could totally do so many things with it, like black out the tires and then put like a rack up top, like a black one. It was so cool looking, and you never know. One of these days, I just might do that. Hey guys, welcome back. Different day, same vlog. I am up in my office because one of my friends asked if I could put some names on some cups. Y'all know these are my favorite cups anyway, but she went to Target and grabbed a few of these and told me what name she wants on each one, and she needs one kind of like right now, and she had asked me a while back and I've just put it off a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this, and then later on today I'm gonna make the rest of the cups and these sweatshirts. Where are they? Oh, here's one. I will link because a lot of y'all ask, and I've tried to put the link up on Instagram before, but I know that not everybody sees every Insta story that I post. But these are the sweatshirts that I've been loving from Amazon. And I think they're about $12 or $13. They wash really well. They're super comfy. They're like an oversized fit. Technically, they're a men's sweatshirt, but I mean, who cares? They're really comfy and they look just fine. So I'll link those. Those are the ones that I've been using to put any and all like words and names and the mama and pictures and stuff. I'll show y'all. My sister wanted like a Bridgerton one. I don't watch that show, but apparently everybody in the world does. So I'm gonna make her that a little bit later. But right now, Mark actually had to go into the office for a little bit today, and my kids are at school. So I have to use this time to run my errands because one of my best friends has a wedding shower that we're throwing her tomorrow, and I'm doing a balloon arch. I still need to get her gift because I do everything last minute, and a few other things. So I'm gonna run my errands while the kids are at school. But first, I'm gonna do this cup real quick because I'm gonna drop it off at my friend's house before I head out and run my errands. But I wanted to just show y'all like how super easy it is when you have everything set up, which I took a while to get my Cricut closet set up and everything. I don't know why these doors are open. It is a lifesaver because it used to be when my Cricut was in certain places, I was like, oh, I don't want to get it out and like plug it in. I know that sounds lazy, but that's just how I felt. And now that it's always in the same spot, it's plugged in, mostly ready to go, I am so much more likely to come up here and use it. And I pretty much use it every day. So I just can't recommend it enough. Obviously, this video is in no way sponsored. I love my Cricut, and I know that everybody who has gone and bought one, because of anything that I've said, y'all have sent me so many messages saying you love yours too. So they're just so fun. If you have like a creative side at all, or if you want to work on being more creative, this is like the perfect tool to help you do that. Okay, so once you are in Cricut Design Space, you just go right here and do a new project. And then it's really simple. You just do the text right here and it pops up a little box. So you just type in the name. I'm gonna be doing Haley. And then up here where your fonts are, you can pick whatever font you want. These are the ones that come with Cricut, like it just automatically comes in them. But you can also download fonts, which is what I do a ton. And then over here where it says system is where all of your downloaded fonts are gonna be. So like this is one that I use a lot. I think it's really, really pretty. And there's a couple other ones that I use a ton too. I just like the cursive fonts that you can still read. They're not super crazy. This one's really pretty too. Okay, so her name is Haley, and I'm gonna do it all lowercase. I just think that that looks really cute. And we'll move this down so I can see it for a sec. And then I might just do my go-to font, which is this one right here. If you want the letters to be closer together, you can just go down like that and bring them in, the letter spacing. So there's the letter spacing right here where you can smush the word more together, and then right here the line spacing. So if you have words that you want to bring together. All right, that's good. And then what you want to do is make sure that you have the right measurement for your cup. So I have a small measuring tape. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So it's this thing right here, long. I'm not really doing the best job at showing y'all. I bought it on Amazon. It was so cheap, and it is amazing for especially like shirts and stuff when you want to measure, because having a hard measuring tape is just not great. So I know I want to put it lengthwise. So you're gonna wanna measure on here like how many inches you would want it to be. I'm probably going to do 4.5 or 5. So, but you have to keep in mind that it starts over here. So you want it to be 4.5 is about that. And then when you go over to here, you just click make it, this green button up here. And my Cricut Maker is already on, and it's just like Bluetooth connected, so there's no cords or anything. So if I was going to iron it on, if this was like a heat transfer, you would want to mirror it. And I know if you're not really into Cricut stuff and you don't do it a ton, it doesn't really seem to make sense. But once you start doing it, it's like, oh yeah, duh, I don't know. Something about it at first for me, I was like, wait, what? Like really trying to think about it. but it just makes sense once you do it a ton. So it's like this. So you know this is how much vinyl you need to have. So I need to go a little bit past my 2, and I need to make sure that I go all the way over to the 5. So you would just cut, I'm gonna do this color, I think it's so pretty. I'm just gonna cut a rectangle in the size of what this is and put it on my mat. Okay, so now that you have your little rectangle cut, and this is not, you don't have to do this first. I just really like to save as much of the vinyl as I can, and I find that a lot of times if I just put a whole sheet of vinyl on here and then do it afterwards, I just end up wasting more even if I don't mean to. So these little mats are a must-have. You have to have them with the Cricut maker. So you just pull off the top layer, and this mat is very well loved, so I'm sure it's not the cleanest, like a little hair here. That's pretty gross, but that's okay. You just set it exactly where you know it's going to be cutting it. So I want to make sure it's fully lined up at the top, because if you don't have it lined up where it needs to be, then it will cut not your vinyl. It will just make indentations on the mat, and that's not what you want. So that's what goes into your machine. That's where it is right now after I hit make it. And I'm gonna go ahead and go down here and click continue. And then it's gonna ask you what kind of material that you're working with. So we are just gonna pick vinyl because we're doing regular vinyl. This is so user friendly. You put it in just like that. And then that button that's blinking is the one that you want to press. So you go ahead and press that. And then as soon as it does that, it'll prompt you to do the next one. So then you go ahead and click that, which is basically like, I'm gonna make it now, and it will cut out whatever you told it to cut out. All right, and then once it's done, it'll prompt you the same way. You just do that, and it comes out. And then you'll pull it off here. I'll show y'all. Your goal is to keep this as flat as possible, even though that's not always possible. So a lot of times I like to turn the mat over and pull the mat like this. That way my vinyl stays pretty flat so nothing gets messed up. Here we go. And then this is a sticky surface. I don't think I said that, but if you haven't worked with these before, it's sticky so everything stays on there. So you want to put your little covering back over it to keep it nice, which I don't always do this right away, and that's why mine are probably grosser than most people's, but that's okay. So now we're just gonna weed it. And when you do that, you need this tool right here. And you are pulling away all of the excess vinyl. And then you are also going to need some transfer tape, which I don't have the Cricut brand right here, but that's okay. All of the transfer tape is just great. This right here, which I'll show you, it's basically just like tape, and you also need a scraper. And then you just pull it, and as you're pulling it, you want to make sure that you're not pulling up anything that you don't want to be pulling up, because that will not be fun. But you know, with Cricut stuff too, like you just learn as you go. I mean, I can't tell y'all how many times I've messed up. It does stink because, you know, vinyl's not the cheapest thing in the world, but the more you learn, the better you get for next time. And I've learned so much since I started. But you just pull any of the inside stuff out with this little tool. It's super easy. It's actually really fun and relaxing, for me at least. Okay, so now you're just left with, hopefully I haven't missed anything, just the name. So we're gonna put transfer tape on top of this because we want it to look just like this when it goes on the cup, but there's no way I could pull this off right now and put it onto the cup. It just, that wouldn't work at all. So we put transfer tape over top of it so it can all stay in one piece when we go to put it on the cup. So I'm gonna cut a little piece about this size. Oh, this might be perfect. So this is just a big piece of tape, essentially. And you go like that, pull it off. Then you just put this on one side of whatever you're doing. if you're doing a bigger project, it's really, really important that you make sure everything stays flat and lined up. For this right here, I know that this is probably one of the simplest projects that can be done, but you do want to make sure, sorry for that weird noise, you do want to make sure that it stays flat on top. Okay, so you do the scraping on top, and the goal of this scraping is to get these letters to stick to the transfer tape and not what they're on right now. And then you gently pull back, and now instead of your letters being on this, you want them to be on the transfer tape. And if somehow you start peeling and you realize that your letters are not coming up with the transfer tape, it means your transfer tape might not be very good, or you didn't do enough scraping. I've had that happen before, and typically it's because I'm just trying to rush and don't scrape it enough. And then you stick this onto the cup. But while you're doing it, you want to make sure that you have it straight, because sometimes there's room for error, but not a lot. So you're gonna want to make sure that you have it exactly where you want it to be. So I just try to lay it over top, let it float for a second, make sure it's straight. She wants them to be sideways like this, so I need to go ahead and take this label off. And this is where I always struggle too. When I'm doing a cup for myself or somebody I'm making it for, I just decide because that's how I want it done. But when I'm doing it for somebody else to give to somebody else, I feel like it needs to be how they would want it. And since I'm not going to specifically ask her right now, I always debate whether I should line the name up right here with the name of the cup, or whether I should do it on the total opposite side. I think I'm gonna do it on the opposite side. I hope that's not a mistake. Okay, now I'm going to gently but firmly make sure this goes onto the cup. So you just do a little bit of scraping. And one tip that one of my sweet friends shared with me is once it's done and you peel this tape off, run a hair dryer over it, like not touching it, but just right up on it, and it helps set the vinyl, and that has worked flawlessly for me. I run these in the dishwasher, which again, I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's what I do, and it's fine. I've been doing it for years, and the vinyl has never come off. It hasn't even peeled. So it definitely works to do the hair dryer thing. And I know I'm gonna be doing a lot of names later, so I'm just gonna save this transfer tape because it doesn't have to be like the world's stickiest. So I'm gonna put it back on this little paper, save it for later. It's like subtle but really cute. It's so bright, so you can barely see it. But I'm gonna go run the blow dryer over it real quick, and then I've got to run my errands super fast. Okay, this is all done now. I also need to return some PJs to her. I have my to-do to buy list. I'm gonna hit the road. Okay, it is not the same day, it's the next day, but look how cute this is. I got this sheet of vinyl at Hobby Lobby. It's kind of stuck to my mat right now. I'm gonna put it on this purple cup, and tonight I'm gonna try to finish up all the cups that I said I was gonna do. Plus, I might film an after dark cleaning video, so I need to get to work. Knocks me right on my feet, and the blame that's on me for letting her go across the line. I've been feeling this way for some time. I just can't ease you hard from my mind. Hey now, she got me tied down, 'cause she's the wrong now. Hey now, she got me tied down, 'cause she's the wrong now. Okay, this is the one my sister wanted. So it's just an SVG file that I bought off Etsy. I think it was like $3, and I downloaded it to my Cricut design space. And then when I go to make it, you just want to make sure that you do the mirror. Since I'm ironing it on, it will flip this image right here. like the cup I made last night? Okay, this vlog is gonna be over the course of about 70 million days, and I'm really sorry about that, but things have been crazy. I had all the teacher appreciation gifts and stuff I had to get together last night, and I just got really distracted and then ended up staying up way too late. But I wanted to show y'all something that I don't think I mentioned the other day when I made a cup, and I think I showed y'all like moving the letters closer together and then grouping and ungrouping. At least I think I did. I know I did on Instagram, but I wanted to show you a couple other things too. And if you already know all this stuff, you're probably gonna think, well, duh. But for me, I didn't know it for the first couple weeks of using my Cricut, and I wish I would have known. So when you first have a font, let's make this bigger. Which, by the way, I mentioned this on Instagram too, but if you're looking for some really cute fonts, they have them over on dafont.com, and they're free, but it's just for personal use only. You can't sell them or anything. There are a couple of ones that are like 100% free, but for the most part, it's just for personal use. Okay, so when you have the word lovely right here, it obviously doesn't look good like that. You want it to look more natural. You want the letters to be smushed together, and they're not. Well, sometimes people just leave it like this, and I guess if that's what you really love, you can, but it's not how it's supposed to look. So there are some other apps and ways you can do it. I don't really like doing it any other way than this, but you can make the letter space come down, so you can just make it smaller, smaller, smaller until it attaches. But what you're going to run into a lot of times is, like, see, this isn't quite attached, and some of these other ones are spaced a little bit unevenly. So when you bring it all in together, it might not be exactly what you would want. Like if I wanted to move my Y in a little bit more, then sometimes you can see how the tail from the L starts popping out. So in that case, you can, let me make it a little bit bigger, you can hit this ungroup button over here, and it will separate each of the letters. So you can click on this and move it over a little bit, just one letter over. And a trick too is if you hold down the shift key while you're moving the letter, it keeps it on the same plane as the other ones. And I've just used the word plane. It just sounded right. That's probably not the right word, but whatever. And then if you wanted to move the L in a little bit over here, you could, or the V, or whatever you wanted to do, you can play around. Okay, and if you just keep it like this, when you go to cut it, when you click up here at the top of the screen and you click make it, it's going to have all these letters in different places. It's not even gonna be one word. You see, that doesn't even make sense at all. So when you're done, you want to make sure that you not only highlight the whole thing and group it back together, but the biggest key here is going down to the bottom and clicking weld, because that is going to make this become one word. Before we did that, each of these were individual letters, and when your Cricut goes to cut it, it's going to cut the tail into the O, and it's going to cut the tail of the O into the V. It'll look terrible, especially if you're ironing on. And I've made these mistakes. I even have shirts that I've made where I just kept it because I didn't want to waste the vinyl, but it has the little marks where you can clearly tell that the Cricut has cut it. So if you want it to be one cohesive word, make sure you do it like that, and then you can go to click make it, and it is just going to be one word. See, I can move it around on my mat. And then if you're ironing it, you want to definitely make sure that you click this mirror button, and it will reverse the image. I'm going to show y'all some stuff I made last night. I didn't really film putting it together, but I love the way that it turned out. Okay, y'all already saw me make this sweatshirt the other night. I can't wait to give it to my sister. And this is going in with one of my friend's birthday gifts. I need to actually go ahead and get that together and give it to her. And then my aunt is about to be a grandma of 10 because my cousin is expecting her 6th baby. And then there's 4 other ones too. So I wanted to give this to her. We're heading up north in a couple weeks actually, so I might give it to her then, or I might just mail it to her. But I thought this turned out really, really cute. Again, it's on the sweatshirt that I love. And then my friend who this is her birthday present, she wanted some cups for her mother-in-law and then for a couple of her friends, I think. And I go back and forth all the time on whether I like the name to go down or up. I think it has a lot to do with right-handed versus left-handed too, but I really like it both ways. You can't go wrong. I think this font is so cute. So I love the way those turned out. I need to get all this together and get it to her, but I appreciate you guys so much for watching today's video. I'm going to be vlogging a ton more, so hope y'all are good with that. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
I can't forget what you've done. The way you act won't take me back. Just go, go, go. Go, go, go. Yeah, I can't forget what you've done. The way you act won't take me back. Just go, go, go. Go, go. 'Cause I just wanna